Vought International. You've seen the logo. The TV network, the sports drinks, the fast food chains, the movies where the hero always wins. Vought International built an empire on trust. Inside the world of the boys, it became the most powerful corporation on Earth. But the truth buried in their archives is darker than any villain they've ever marketed. This isn't a superhero company. This is a pharmaceutical company that turned children into products and turned the entire world into customers who never agreed to buy. So let's open the file Vought never wanted you to see. The Nazi behind the logo. Before there was a 7, before there was a Homelander, there was a German geneticist named Friedrich Vought. In 1939, Adolf Hitler personally appointed him chief physician at the Dachau concentration camp. While the world remembers Dachau for its horrors, Friedrich remembers it as a laboratory. He didn't just witness the atrocities, he used them. He experimented with his serum on human prisoners, refining a formula he believed would change the shape of humanity forever. And it wasn't medicine he was after. Friedrich and his wife plotted to use this serum to create an army of superhumans, with the ultimate goal of launching a global race war. Vought International. By the time the war turned against Germany, Friedrich had already perfected what he came for. He had a field-tested version of his serum before Oppenheimer had even finished the atomic bomb. So he made a choice, not out of guilt, out of survival. He defected to the Allies, bringing his research with him. But Vaught's biggest crime wasn't what happened in Germany. It was what happened after America forgave him. Laundering a war criminal. This is where the story should have ended. A war criminal, exposed, punished, forgotten. Instead, America did something almost unthinkable. Friedrich's serum had already created a super soldier whose battlefield record was so impressive that President Roosevelt personally granted him a full pardon. The man who tested his formula on prisoners walked away a hero. He didn't stop there. He founded Vought American and became so beloved that people compared him to Walt Disney and Thomas Edison. He wrote an autobiography. It mentioned none of it. No camp, no prisoners, no race war. Just the story of a brilliant man who happened to save the world. An entire nation built a hero's monument on top of a mass grave and didn't even know it. The product nobody consented to. Decades later, Vought had a new problem. Adults only had a 20% chance of surviving the serum. Bad odds for a company that needed a steady supply of superheroes. So they found a better source. Children's bodies were more open to change and survived the process far more often. Vought built a charity. On the surface, it helped people. In secret, it shipped their serum to hospitals across the country, where newborns were injected with their parents' blessing. Parents who had no idea what they were agreeing to. The entire deception existed so Vought could keep selling the lie that superpowers were a gift from God or a leap in human evolution, instead of a drug pushed into a baby's bloodstream by a corporation chasing quarterly profits. And somehow, that wasn't even the company's worst decision. The man who ran the machine. Every empire needs someone willing to do what the founder can't be seen doing. For Vought, that man was Stan Edgar. He once told one of his own superheroes the truth nobody else dared say out loud. We are not a superhero company. We are a pharmaceutical company. And you are not our most valuable asset. When scandals came, Edgar didn't fix the problem. He shrugged, found a scapegoat, and changed the conversation. The company had become so large it could not fail. When the product took over the factory. But Vaught's greatest mistake wasn't a scandal. It was Homelander, a product they built, marketed, and worshipped, until the product realized he didn't need them anymore. He killed his own teammates to send a message about loyalty. The one woman who had controlled him for years disappeared, and nobody ever learned the truth. Then he imprisoned the company's own CEO, the man who once thought he held all the power. He intimidated the entire government into bowing to him. Then he went further. He forced Vought to become a vehicle for his own propaganda, indoctrinating an entire country, persecuting anyone who resisted. He declared himself a living god on national television
and demanded the world kneel. The company that spent 80 years laundering its founders' war crimes had built something even Frederick Vought never dreamed of. A weapon that didn't answer to anyone. Not the board, not the shareholders, not even the truth. And the most chilling part? Vought is still here, still profitable, still selling the dream. Because some companies don't survive their secrets. Vought built an entire civilization on top of them.